Hi everybody, my name is Jeffrey Maki. This is my introduction speech for our public speaking class. I'll just jump right into it. So, a little bit about me, some background information. I'm originally from New York. I've moved to Florida when I was a lot younger. I've been here for about 11 or 12 years now, so enough to call myself a Floridian. I am also a senior this year. I'm going to be graduating in May with a degree in marketing and a minor in both advertising as well as English. So I'm really excited about that. Should be hopefully get a job and start a career and do all those fun things. So I have three different items up here that I think would better describe me and my interests and my passions in life better than anything else. Each one has a little bit of a story that goes along with it, but they basically, two of them are a little closer related, the other one's a little different, but they stem from two of my most favorite things in the world. One is music, and the other is traveling. So, my first one is this. This is a vinyl record of Hotel California by the Eagles. I don't know. Hopefully you guys have heard of them. They're my favorite band. They are also my very first concert. My dad took me to see them in Boston when I was about 7 years old, and I turned to him and was like, I want to play guitar. So he and my mom took me out my birthday, which is few weeks or months later, and they got me my first guitar and started taking lessons, and music has, always been something special to me, but it pretty much consumed my life from that point forward. I love going to concerts. I love listening to records. I love to play music. I play a number of different instruments, from mainly guitar and variations of them, like electric guitar, acoustic guitar. I'm learning to play pedal steel guitar right now, which is quite challenging, but I play a number of different things. So that's pretty much how all of that started for me, was that concert when I was 7 years old, and they are still today my favorite band. So from that point forward, I also have this guy right here. This is essentially what you'd call a Fender Stratocaster. It's like a model and a brand. Fender is a brand, the model is a Stratocaster. This is a little bit different. But my parents gave me this for my graduation from high school. It's basically a recreation of an original Fender Stratocaster from the 1960s. I had always wanted one of my favorite guitars, and this was a huge surprise for me. But what was even more special about this, not only that it has sentimental value, but I also, once I got into college was when I really started to take music seriously, and I started doing a lot of gigging, playing shows, doing a bunch of recording and session work throughout different parts of Florida. And this guitar has come with me on all of those adventures. I've played this on every record, or I shouldn't say record, but every session that I've worked on, except for maybe a small handful. I played my very first show out, gig out in a bar with this guitar, and it's just, I look back on it, and it not only, has that sentimental value and kind of defines that, period where I graduated high school and I'd accomplished something great, but it was also, it is like the flagship to a whole new journey and a whole new chapter of my life musically. And every time I play this guitar every day, it's my favorite guitar, but it has a lot of meaning behind it for that reason. And I think people kind of also identify me with that, like, oh, he's a kid with the blue guitar. So, that's a big part of my life. So, the third thing, when I'm not playing music, and I'm not tied down with school or working, and I have some time, and more importantly, I have money to do it because it's expensive, my favorite thing that I would love to do is travel. And this is really special. This is a $5 bill. It's actually from New Zealand. And I got to go to New Zealand for 6 weeks last year. And the reason why was my sister was doing her graduate program. She was over there for about 3.5 years, and right before she came back to the States, I went over and I spent 6 weeks with her. And I got to go to a number of different places. She was actually, I should clarify, she was actually doing her master's in Australia, but we went to both Australia and New Zealand. So I got to go to Sydney, which is where she was, Melbourne, and then we went over to New Zealand because that's a place that I've been wanting to go to since I was a kid, mainly because Lord of the Rings. But I got to go see a place called Auckland and Picton, which are smaller, kind of almost logging towns, and then go to their bigger city, which is their bigger city is Auckland. Sorry, I meant Akaroa and Picton. And just explore the country, explore the culture. I met a lot of great people. I have friends that I still talk to this day from over there. And yeah, I mean, those three things really represent me, because they're not just something that I'm interested in. They're something that is basically always in my head and always around me every day. And as I go through life, there are things that I never plan on stopping. I always am going to want to go to experience a new culture if I can, travel to a place I don't know that's unfamiliar, try new things, and music is an ongoing both adventure and kind of a learning experience. And so yeah, there's those three things in mind that gives you a little bit of a better idea, between, the records and the guitar, and a little memento from my travels that really kind of shaped me into my interest in the person I am. You can kind of get to know me a little better. So I'm looking forward to getting to know all of you over the course of this semester, and thanks so much for your time. Have a good one, guys.